Okay, so let's add a layer under processing and then occlusion. And right now it's on diffuse color, so let's look at it. Okay, and it's going to be a black and white texture. And let's change the type from uniform to convexity, which means all the corners are going to get it. So let's increase the distance a little bit. And let me make another layer. So enhance Modo, textures, noise, and then Cruddy. So this one, I'm going to change this one on the blend mode of the Cruddy. Let's change it to screen. So that way it's only subtracting from the black that was already there on the occlusion. So let's adjust this texture a little bit so it's a little bit sharper. So maybe you can play with the bias and also the size of it. So right now it's about 3 feet. Let's click there and then make it a bit smaller. Okay, maybe we could play with this clip settings so that it's a bit more like that, a bit more harsh transition, and then we can make this smaller. All right. There we go. So now, how can we turn this into, I guess, a mask? So, all right. So now we're gonna use this black and white texture as a mask. So I'm gonna go add layer, group, and let's put both of these into the group. And instead of diffuse color, these can be group mask, which is going to be under shader control and group mask. Now all we have to do is add a material in here. You can see it's doing what we want it to, but in the opposite way. So maybe so this will be the kind of the base metal. Let's rename this base metal. And then this will be the body paint, the red. So then this stuff, we can just drag that into the group and then drag the base metal out of the group. And drag the group on top. There we go. So now the base metal, let's make it very shiny. So turn on refractive index and crank it all the way up. Or actually, let's try 0. So that should be more shiny. Roughness can go down. And now we can just play with the settings a little bit. Okay, and then you can do the same thing here. On top of everything, add processing occlusion. and again diffuse color, but this time let's try concavity, which means any parts that are in cracks will, or crevices will get the effect. Something like that. Alright, and this time I just want to use the color, so I'm going to make it rusty brownish, and then this can be on multiply. Actually, this texture should also go over structure and a bunch of other stuff. Let's see, this can go over pretty much everything. So yeah, now it's showing up on the other materials too. Hopefully on the tires as well. Maybe we can duplicate the roughness and stick it inside there. And hopefully that'll also give it some variation. Alright. And this one maybe multiply. Okay, chrome. I think this should be darker. So if we put this occlusion on downslope, means any surface that's facing down, or any, kind of looks like rain streaks coming down, which is kind of cool. So let's, you can play with the distance. And yeah, and then combined with the image texture, you get a lot of variation out of it. And maybe we can do the same thing, just grab that image, duplicate it, and stick it onto the occlusion here. Let's see, 100%, 0, 1. Alright, and the tire, I think we can add another one of those. Add processing, occlusion, and again let's give it color here and change it from uniform to concavity. And the problem here is that there is no diffuse amount in here, so let's see. So this is going to be another group mask. Let's add a group, throw this into the group, add material. This will be that weird color, whatever it is. Let's make it like dirt color. So here we go. Invert. And let's spread that out. A bit more distance. Alright, and the same thing over here. Let's duplicate this, put it into that group, change it to group mask, and change this to multiply. Let's turn that down. Put this over. Oops. This can go over everything pretty much. Okay, and the lights, these lights I think need to have some LEDs in there. Let's hide that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, loop slice of 1. Shift H to hide everything else. Let's pick 2 in a row, 2 in a row, 2 in a row, L, and then put it on headlight or LED white. Okay, so now we can unhide everything, and hopefully these lights will be on. Alright. Alright, LED white. Let's go in here and crank it up to like 10 or 20. There we go. It's better. Okay, guys. I think that's pretty much it for this one. I'm gonna set up my camera somewhere that I want it. They're not following the body, so let me bring this back to 0 and grab these two. Let's go to the item list and let's see, where's this one? Body. These two need to go into here. Okay, interior needs to go in there. Alright. That looks good to me. I'm going to save this one as render dirty. And all you have to do now is set up your render. So we've got, I want full resolution to be on. And that's going to go based off of our render settings up here. So I've got mine at 1280 by 720. And under settings, let's change this to like 4 and 4. Maybe this can be more, 6. And global illumination, I want to turn environment importance on and irradiance off. It's a little bit slower this way, so if you have time, you can do it this way. But oh yeah, and you can't move your camera while you're in full resolution, just so you know. But if you want to go faster, you can say irradiance caching and turn off environment. So that's the two options. The problem is it might be a little bit splotchy. Let me get the floor material, or the dirt is what we called it. And kind of want to turn off all the reflection. Alright, I'm gonna let this thing go overnight, so I'll turn this off and turn this on so it'll look a little bit more accurate. And so let me save this. I'll go options, make sure full resolution is on, make sure all three of these are on, and then go render animation, and let's set it overnight. So I don't know, I'll sleep 9 hours, 8 hours. Make sure you're on image sequence and then say OK. And let's save it. Tutorials. Truck. And I'm going to use PNG. Say OK. And that's it. Now we just wait till the morning. I'll see you then.